on a mic, yeah, we bring the flame. Thursday nights, it's a vibe, y'all gon' know the name. C. Wells, Jamie G. Jerome, DJ 2. Facts and flavor mix, that's how the crew do. Catch us live, hit that like, don't be shy. Talking SWAC, y'all, with the jokes that fly. We ain't ducking no smoke, see us holding rank. Discussion, sharp enough to make a ship sink. We got stats, we got smack all rolled in one. SWAC talk like the smoke from a loaded gun. Y'all tune in every week, it's a new vibe. Opinions clash like titans, watch the sparks collide. Here for the teams, for the sports, for the jokes you need. Cut through the noise, watch SWAC Smoke's gonna lead. No fakes, no chill, bring the truth you seek. Every Thursday night, yeah, we running the streak. Catch us live, hit that like, don't be shy. Talking SWAC, y'all, with the jokes that fly. We ain't ducking no smoke, see us holding rank. Discussion, sharp enough to make a ship sink. From the court to the field, we dissect the play. Breaking down the wins and losses of the day. A different crew, but the unity's tight. Facts mixed with the laughs, got you feeling alright.
All right, everybody, what's going on, man? I'm having some. What's going on, everybody? I'm having some issues over here trying to get right, but we are in the house, man. We're in the building. We holding it down. It's SWAC Smoke. Yeah, I know how it go. Episode number 219. I'm trying to get myself together, but for now, we're gonna make this thing happen. Mr. Rattler Mania, man, how you doing?
Doing good. Back for another round of SWAC football. It ain't over till it's over.
Yeah, y'all see, I got the help on that sign. So we send help. That's how I'm gonna put it. Send help.
Yes, sir.
Hey, what? I got to head one. I got to head to the side one last time, man. You know what I'm saying? I got to pour out a little liquor for my boy. So
yeah. I said you was sending him a shout out on the low.
Yeah,
trying to send him a shout out.
One last time, man. Gotta put out that one last time. But man, like I said, it's been a crazy week. Everybody know what's going on. Just to give y'all, I mean, I'm sure y'all know, but just to give y'all some background on how hectic this week been, man. I left Baton Rouge on Thursday in a moving truck. We moved up to Minnesota, got here Saturday at 2:00. So that gave me a couple hours to get some stuff settled in and start moving the stuff in the house and getting ready to watch this game, man. You know, so I pull up the game, and the first thing I see is them navy blue jerseys, and I was like, okay, this is not a good look. So I kind of kept the game on in the background while we did a lot of things, but it was ugly, man. So that's why, you know, I had to hurry up and run and make a video that night, man. My wife's like, "You serious about to do a video tonight?" I was like, "I got to, man. They forced my hand." But
right.
I'm good. So we're gonna make this thing happen. Before we go further, Jerome, how you feel about Coach Cozy, man? You think he's
Coach Cozy? He gonna live and die. He die by every game that's left this season. Right now, he holding on. He in good graces, but it's still, it's still pressure packed. You know, winning silences a lot of things. So they won this weekend. So it's really not a whole lot that you could say, you know. But it was some iffy moments there in the beginning, and it was some things that had the fans a little bit uneasy. Even at the end of the game, when Alcorn started coming back, So, but they did what they had to do and win. So, but it's a week by week thing. I don't think they're gonna run him off like that. But it's still the fans day by day with Coach Colsey, in my opinion.
Well, let's stick on that game for a minute. What were your overall thoughts on the game?
We still inconsistent. I've been saying that a lot this season about the football team. We still seem a little bit inconsistent, even though we put up a lot of yards and things like that. But we missed a field goal. We kept getting down there into the red zone and having to attempt field goals. We didn't really finish drives. We did finally break off some long runs by running the ball to the outside, and we had some big plays in the passing game. But we got to get to the point where, and I've been saying it all season, where we can do it on a consistent basis. So we can. And then special teams have been doing good, and we gave up the punt return, and we gave up a long kick return. I know I'm being extra critical, but the teams that we got coming up on the schedule, we can't afford to do that kind of stuff with if we want to win, So they got improvements to make, but I'm going to take the victory every time. So I'm happy.
Oh, yeah. Like, I mean, some of us ain't won a game yet in conference. So you got to take, y'all know I say I take an ugly win over a pretty loss any day. So, I rather work on my problems coming off of a win than to work on my problems coming off of a loss. But I understand that consistency thing. When you know your team got the ability to do what you need them to do, and they don't do it, it's frustrating. And when you see it there, but they just can't reach it, that makes it even more frustrating. So I get it, and playing, moving around quarterbacks and all that kind of stuff, that makes for for a rocky season. So
I think Johnson is the right quarterback right now for the team. And my partners all say he looked better and he's improving. They saw improvement in him, which I did too. He ran the ball more, and we just got to get him to. He can't check the ball down on 3rd and 7. You can't check it down. You know what I mean?
You got to go for the sticks.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? There's things like that he not really turning the ball over, but you're going to have to take a little more risk. You can't you are turning it over when you ain't even trying to get the first down. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So,
I mean, you're not getting yourself a chance.
Yeah. And then just, I think this will come once he rather settle down some, just the ball placement, because a lot of times the receivers will have to jump high or reach low or whatever. Had the ball been placed a little better, they'll get a little more opportunity to run and display some of their speed. I think they fast, but they usually diving, and you know what I'm saying? It ain't, but it's all right. It's getting better.
I mean, like I say, it's still, y'all still got 6 games left, so you still got an opportunity to kind of make this thing look a lot better than how it started. So that's always something that you can kind of put your hat on. I'm gonna jump over to Southern real quick, and then I'm gonna jump away from this real quick. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this game because there ain't really a lot to say. Turnovers again. Prairie View, they did what they needed to do. They Southern had a fumble. They drove and scored. They got another touchdown offense and a field goal in the second quarter, so they were up 17-0. And their defense, held Southern in check, which, at this point, I think pretty much anybody can do that. But, I thought PV, I thought the defense for Southern played better than they have in recent weeks. I mean, still 24 points. That should be enough to win. You give up 24 points, and this, like we were saying before we came on the air, you give up those kind of points, your offense should be able to match that. So if your offense can't score 3 touchdowns and a field goal to kind of keep the game tied or whatever, then you have some big issues. You're asking a lot for your defense, and this defense this season been unspectacular. The offense, is historically bad. I don't know if you guys saw it, but I had tweeted out Sunday that this offense is averaging 13 points a game. This is the worst scoring offense that Southern's had since 1971 or 72. That offense that year averaged 12 points a game, and they got shut out like 2 or 3 times. But and they won 2 games, whatever year that was. 70, I think it was 71. They won 2 games. So that was a very, very bad team. And this team is historically bad offensively. I joke a lot about Stump Mitchell, but his offenses in his 2 years of Southern, they both averaged over 20 points a game. And they gave up a lot of points, but they still were able to score points. And you gotta score. I mean, you can't beat nobody not scoring. This week they did try to get the ball to Trey Holly. He ran the ball 21 times, finished with 91 yards. That's like that's not a good yard per carry average. But they put the ball in his hands. Passing game wasn't there at all. So a lot of this PV defense. And so I don't, I really don't know where this team goes from here. Obviously, new coach taking over, so we'll see. But homecoming, rainy game, ugly game, and just ugly night.
Supposed to be raining this weekend, but how you feel about the offensive coordinator taking over as the head coach?
All
that what you said about the offense.
Yeah, that's my biggest, that's my biggest concern is that I don't know, if a switch can be flipped because these the same play callers. You got the same guys. Now, sometimes you have a team kind of, get that little bump. Sometimes when they change coaches, guys kind of step up, but you're asking a lot from a group that just hasn't really did it. And that's why I personally don't really feel like there's gonna be a lot of difference in the team. Maybe early you get that little emotional boost, but I like I say, with the same people running the show, I don't see a lot of change there. So I really don't know how this thing is gonna be different. And that's what make me really look more forward to just this thing being over with, because I don't really see a lot that can happen. Now, that don't mean it can't happen, but I just don't see it because, like I said, you got all the same. It's like firing the guy who owned the restaurant, but you still got the same cooks. If they messing up the meals, they probably still gonna mess up the meals.
Right.
Unless that guy was putting his hands in ways
holding them back.
Was holding people back. That's the only way I can see this being different. So I personally don't see a difference right now. Now, maybe Coach McNair can get something extra out of them, but like I say, I guess that's what we'll find out.
Yeah, I'm nervous going up there this weekend, because I don't know what to expect. Could be trying to win one for the Gipper,
Yeah, like I said, you just never know. I mean, like I said, you look at I know a lot of people been talking about it, but you look at UAB, they fired Trent Dilfer, and then Saturday played Memphis, who was ranked, and they beat them. You look at Southern back when they fired Stump Mitchell, they beat Jackson State the next week under Odom, and they beat FAMU the next week. You just don't know what you're gonna get from a team, but I do know the first thing that Coach McNair said in his speech was about young mans. So I was like, okay, well, he locked in. So that was the first thing he said in the press conference. So I was like, oh, he locked in. So he already got that locked. So at least I know that's gonna be there. But I honestly, man, I'm as confused as you. And we'll get there in a second because I don't want to talk about the game too much till we get there. Let's finish up this week, week 8. Valley 49-0 over Lincoln. I'm sure nobody really surprised at that. Lincoln, I think I saw somewhere they ain't scored but 8 points all year, I believe. So that you get what you get, but that's a good win for Valley. So they need it. They need that. And this game was a pretty interesting game. I watched a little bit of it, but I was in and out the house, so I didn't really get to pay full attention. But Grambling 26-16 over Pine Bluff. I think they had a weather delay in this game, and
Yeah.
I thought Grambling, they were able to run the ball with Trey Bradford, 123 yards, 2 touchdowns, but they didn't really have a lot else there because I think T-Set still was kind of banged up. And Pine Bluff they seemed like they could get there, but they just can't get out their own way. So I think a lot of people kind of looking at Coach Hampton too as maybe a guy that might be coming to the end of his run, but we'll see.
Right.
So that's week. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, well, we'll talk about that when we talk about the coaches stuff later on. I say that.
All right. So we'll go ahead and go into week 9, and then we'll probably take the rest of the show and talk coaches and stuff, because I'm sure we can get a lot out of that. First game on the schedule, Valley and Alcorn. Both teams looking for their first SWAC win. Alcorn 1-6, 0-3 in conference. Valley 1-5, 0-2 in conference. In conference play, go ahead.
Valley scoring points, so I don't know if Alcorn gonna pull this one out or not. Valley look like they got a little offense going when they need it.
Yeah, I think when you look at what Valley has done in conference play, all their games been relatively close. I think A&M beat them. They beat them by double digits, but they had a lead in that game. They were beating Texas Southern until they faked the punt in the fourth quarter and didn't get it. And they were right there neck and neck with Southern, even though they wasn't a conference game, but that's still a SWAC opponent. They were, they were right there neck and neck. So they have played well in spurts. And you look at even last week, they scored 49 points. It's been a few years ago, they wouldn't have scored that many points against a team like that. They would have scored 28 or 30. So they do have, like you say, they do have offense, and their defense is not that bad. Their defense is underrated a little bit. So this could be an interesting game. They played pretty well against the run. Alcorn, I think they had a pretty rough game running the ball last week, but they got backs that can run the ball. Sewell, number 2 in the conference in rushing yards per game, and Reggie Davis, another guy that can run the ball. So that might be enough to get Alcorn through this game. But like you say, don't discount Valley. I think they're gonna make it. It's at Alcorn. So that to me is probably the biggest difference in this game, because Valley don't typically play well away from home. But I think they're trying to turn the tide on that. But I think that might be enough to get Alcorn over the hump in this game.
Well, Alcorn they got to come up with something, man, because if not, this would be we almost looking at the same situation as Graves. He got to come up with something this week. Yeah, I mean, this one of his best opportunities down the line to get one, you would think. Now, because they still got Jackson coming up later on, and they schedule still pretty tough.
You still got Texas Southern, who is, a team that any week, you know what you're gonna get from them week to week.
They building.
And, they building, and they in second place right now. So you can't overlook them. You still got Southern, who, regardless of what I say, that's still a game that you have to show up for. Whether Southern show up or not, you still got to show up. But they don't have a lot of games in front of them that you can just say, okay, this is a cakewalk. And they still got Grambling left. So they do have some games that they have to show up. And if they don't get this one, that could put you in a position where where maybe people start to look. I don't think Coach Thomas get fired this season. I think a bad season here is gonna really put the clamps on him for next year. But Valley just one of them games you can't lose, even if Valley getting better. That's just one of them games I feel like you can't lose.
Tell me about it. Never live it down.
and that game kind of was, even though y'all lost the PV the week before, but that game that was kind of the start of the decline. You know what I'm saying?
Because was a jump. That's what got them the jolt to get them started, feeling their confidence. Last game of the season.
You just can't let that game. Losing to Valley can undo a lot of good stuff. I'm gonna just put it that way. So you really need to win this game, man. And it's at home, and you can't lose at home. I don't care what you do away from home, you can't lose at home. And so I think the pressure on Alcorn to get the win here. I do think they win though. I think Valley's still not quite there.
I'm going with Valley. I'm picking Valley. I'm gonna pick Valley in that one.
You trying to get that win before the end of the season, so they don't be focused. No.
They gonna be focused when they play.
They're gonna be locked in by then. But
we don't want to not be focused that week after the Classic and all of that stuff.
Oh yeah, that's
and we're gonna have to travel up there, be playing in front of the crickets. There ain't gonna be no kids in school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's gonna be empty. That's gonna be an empty stadium that weekend.
It's gonna be like a scrimmage at a high school, with nobody there to see it, but
no
coaches and trainers
and
officials. Yeah,
couple parents and some crazy person like me who would probably show up for a game like that. But speaking of
to take a bath.
Speaking of the Wildcats, it's homecoming in Daytona.
Yes, sir.
They take on UAPB. I'm a cut to the chase. I like Bethune in this game. I think Pine Bluff defensively just not gonna be able to stop them. I think they got a team that's kind of still, I don't say they're flying under the radar, but they're still not quite where they can be. I think defensively, I still think they got some questions to answer, but their offense is good enough to get them through this game. I think the quarterback Peters from Pine Bluff, he's been solid, but he turned the ball over a lot. I think he had 2 or 3 interceptions against Grambling last week, so that in a game against this Bethune-Cookman offense could end up with some big numbers if they turn the ball over. So I think Cam Ransom, Malik Huggins, and them guys, I think they're gonna score some points in this game.
Yeah, my wife, that's all she's been saying. Because this was her first time seeing FAMU play this weekend because she's been going to Bethune. And she's like, I don't know about y'all, but we score points. We can score some points. That's all she's been saying. So yeah, I ain't really watched them that close, but I look at their scores and I see, so and I think they got enough defense to hold UAPB in check. And then you know what I say about going down there to the beach?
Oh yeah, if you ain't did it, it can get you.
Yeah,
it can get you. And the thing about their offense is they spread you out. They love to, I don't want to say dink and dunk you, but they love to go horizontal. They can go down the field,
and
but
vertical,
they can go vertical, but they love to spread you out. And they got a big back. What's his name? Elijah Scott. That kid is a hard runner. And when you mix that with that, that control passing game, and then Cam Ransom, a guy, he a big guy. He can run the ball too. So
he can run too. Yeah.
You have to. It's so much you have to account for, and they don't really make a lot of mistakes either. So they never punted against Southern, like the comment said. They only didn't score because they missed a field goal, and I think the half ran out a couple of times. That was it.
So if you going,
that's it. So if you let them get their rhythm, they can put some points on the board, and I don't think Pine Bluff got enough to stop them. So I think Bethune, this might be another game Bethune could cross 40 points.
Mm-hmm. I think so. I got them winning this game for sure. But
yeah, I do too.
They got me a little. I ain't looking forward to them, but I'm looking down the road. That Classic gonna be interesting. We got to get ourselves together before that for sure.
I think this might be the best shot if they keep playing this way. I don't want to put too much in front of what's going on, but if they keep playing this way, this could be the best shot they've had in a long time. Legitimately winning the game. They had a good chance last year, but I don't think nobody felt that way coming into the game. I think this season.
That was a what, 1 touchdown game or so?
It was a close game. It was a one-score game, and high scoring.
And we don't have Richardson to keep us hanging around this year.
So yeah,
So,
like I say, that's the thing. If you don't get on them, they got the ability to kind of make it hard for you, and you just not gonna go point for point with them. I don't think so. Wildcats look like they're putting something together. This could be, if they win this game, would they be their third straight conference win? And it'd be
yeah,
the first time since they've been in the SWAC they won more than 2 games in conference play. So this is a big game for them, and so
it set up that Jackson State game when they go up there. It's gonna make that a big one too.
So that like I said again, I don't want to look too far ahead because that's a big hurdle coming up a little bit further down. But they could at least put themselves in a position to make that game interesting, which is something that has never been the case.
Yeah.
Next up,
what about Prairie View homecoming?
That's what I was that was the next game I was getting to. Lincoln finishes. I think this is their last SWAC game. They play Prairie View this week. Coach Jackson said y'all need to make sure y'all get y'all tickets and get to the game. I think PV, especially with their defense, Lincoln gonna have a hard time doing anything, and I think that's gonna allow their offense to do whatever they want. They're gonna run the ball in this game. You got McDowell and Bingman and Peters can run the ball. Carter, all these guys, man. Connor Wisham, all these guys, and Rockwell at wide receiver is a big guy, a big target for them that can make some things happen. Got a lot of yards this season. I think they name their score in this game. I don't think it's gonna be pretty. It should be over pretty early if they do what they need to do.
Well, my message to the PV fans is, while this season is happening, don't take it for granted. Y'all need to get your tickets and go to the games, and because it could be a special season, and you sitting back on the sideline, and you're not gonna be there for it. And if it's special this year, don't mean it's gonna be special next year.
Amen.
So you need to try and enjoy as much as this success as y'all having as you can. That would be my suggestion. And I don't see how you can go to homecoming, like Coach say, and don't go to the game, especially when you are winning and you're gonna win.
Yeah. And I saw some people saying, man, well, don't nobody want to go see no easy win. I'm like, wait, what? Who don't want to go see your team?
Right.
I mean, trust me, I'd rather see my team beat a tough team, but who don't want to see their team have everybody play that day? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna win.
Knowing you're gonna win. Yeah.
You can see multiple touchdowns. You're probably gonna see defensive touchdown, probably a special teams touchdown. You're gonna see guys play who ain't played all year. To me, in an individual situation, who don't want to see that?
Yeah,
I never understood that. I never understood that. It feels so much better to walk in the stadium and sit down before the game knowing you're gonna win. It's just how much that feels so much better going into the game than going into the game not knowing what the hell gonna happen. So
what we gonna do? Yeah.
That to me
that's what's puzzling me about them, and making me ask questions about the fan base. And if you're gonna pay for the day party, go on and at least get to school they little $20, $50 for the game tickets. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna spend that $60, $70 on that day party. Let the school make a little bit of money. I feel like that way about everybody's school.
Yeah, I do too, man. Like I said, it just, to me, that's just never been something I understood. A lot of people at Southern do it. I just never understood the purpose of going to the game and not going in. If you're not gonna go in the game, I don't even see why would you be on campus. Like, just
they won't
go
be
in
in that atmosphere.
Yeah, they won't be in the atmosphere.
Yeah, like FAMU homecoming, it was about as many people outside as it was inside. And it was people that showed up, came from out of town with no plan on going in, just to hang outside. But our stadiums ain't big enough to hold everybody anyway.
Yeah.
So I think until we get bigger stadiums and stuff like that. But
I rather people
have a set that don't come and that just come for the party. That's always.
I'd rather people not come in because they can't get in, because it's full and you just can't get in, so you just stay outside, rather than having a
But
half full stadium and everybody sitting outside.
in this situation, just get your ticket, go to the game.
Yeah.
You're gonna probably be winning by halftime. It's gonna be well in control. So and then dip.
Yeah,
And
dip
then
at
you've done your
halftime.
obligation. Yeah.
Stay, see the marching storm, dip at the halftime. You still get the part of the game at 2 o'clock. Halftime, gonna be around 3:30, 4 o'clock anyway.
Yeah.
They gonna have a run. They probably have a running clock in the second half, so that's gonna be over quick. So go ahead and start the third quarter. Go out there and party.
You got plenty of time.
Yeah, plenty of time.
Yeah,
I like that, man. That's the best way to do it. So man, like I said, go to the game. Go to the game if you can. Next up, this is a big game here. Magic City Classic, Alabama State, Alabama A&M. Hornets 4-2, 2-1 in conference. Bulldogs 4-3, 1-2 in conference. Yeah, hey, even if you don't go, buy the ticket, give it to somebody else. Still,
right.
Right. Some of the elementary school, high school kid would love to go to that game with their parents and see that.
Right.
So,
they don't care that you not being in there. They really care about. They want you in there for the noise and the atmosphere and all that stuff. But they really want them whatever that price is for that seat. Yeah, they need that. They need that.
Buy it and donate it. Just whatever it takes, man. You got a good program right now. You got a good team this season. Like you said, Jerome, appreciate this because it ain't always guaranteed. You don't want to miss this year and then next year. I'm not saying that's what's gonna happen, but next year, might be a little different. And then you're gonna be like, damn, I should have went when we was rolling. So don't skip them games. But anyway, back to the Magic City Classic. Again, this is one of the games I say you just never know what's gonna happen. Always odd things happen, but Bama State playing really good football, even off the loss of Jackson State. Andrew Body right now leading rusher in the conference. They got the top offense in the league. Defense not quite where they were, but they had their moments. They can run the ball, they can throw the ball. And them offensively is pretty solid too. Their defense hadn't been that great, but this could be an interesting matchup offensively, especially.
I think ASU should win this game easily. I expect them to come out with a vengeance on both sides of the ball, the offense and the defense. Bama A&M, their weakest part is their defense. So I really don't see them stopping Body and all his different weapons in this game. And I know it's a rivalry game, but I think that State got something to prove, and they're gonna try and prove it this weekend.
Yeah, I think like you said, I think they got a bit too much because they can beat you in so many different ways. They can beat you throwing the ball, and Andrew Body getting out the pocket, picking up big yardage, or they could beat you with him not throwing the ball that much and not running the ball that much, and the other guys getting it done. So it's so many people on that offense, and they're another one of them teams that like to spread you out. They love misdirections and stuff. So you have to really tackle well against this team. If you don't tackle well, they can get yardage on you, and they get the yardage and points start to add up. And then they can just line up and run at you too. So you have to kind of pick your poison. And like you say, A&M, they haven't been that great defensively. And so I don't know if their offense is gonna be enough to get them through this game. So they're gonna have to dig deep and find some defense in this matchup to kind of slow Bama State down. But in their 2 losses, they still scored points. So they just have not been stopped, honestly. I mean, they've been beaten, but they just haven't. They still been able to get stuff even in their losses.
I think they're gonna be even more focused with the way that last game ended. I think the offense is, especially at the beginning, is gonna pay a lot more attention to the details, and I just believe the offense is gonna click early on and kind of set the game up where it make it easy for them. I know it's a classic, but that's just what I feel.
Yeah, I feel the same. Like I think they really, I think they're really in a position where they know that they can't afford to slip up no more. They need they need a lot of help, but the first step in anything is to help yourself. So
Win
you
your
can't,
money.
you can't lose no more. It's like a 1-game playoff every week. You can't lose no more. So especially in this game, you need to be locked in. And I do think they will be. And I think that's a bad omen for A&M, because I think a lot of what they need in this game is gonna be, and they're gonna need Bama State to not be focused, and I don't think that's gonna happen.
Right.
So I think that's gonna be enough for the Hornets in this game. So I think they win it going away. A&M, if they can keep it close and hope for some of that rivalry magic, that might be their only case to get it done.
Yeah.
But I
And
don't see it.
the weather is the weather gonna be up in that area? Could be that could play an issue,
Yeah,
but
that's always an issue. Let me
it be
let's see if
raining there sometimes during their game.
yeah,
It says it's gonna rain in Baton Rouge this weekend.
yeah,
John, like,
and with that, you just never know what kind of rain you're gonna get in Baton Rouge. You might get a sprinkle, then you might get a downpour all day long. You just never know. And that's one stadium that's not fun to be in when it's raining, because it ain't a lot of places to go where you can still see the game. So you gotta bring that poncho and get comfortable.
yeah, I got my poncho. I'm gonna get up underneath if it get too bad.
Look
But
like Saturday. Look like Saturday is not supposed to really do a lot. It's supposed to rain more on Sunday, so they might escape that. But it's gonna be in the 70s, the lower 50. But that's in the morning. But we'll see. Shouldn't be no rain though. But you don't know.
right. What they say, Jerome do what?
Say don't go down there to Baton Rouge and get beat.
Oh. Hey, that ain't the plan going down there to lose, Israel. That ain't the plan, bro. That is not the plan. We circling the wagons. We still coiled up in that strike mode, because we're a long way out of the woods. We got a long way to go. Shoot. Everybody left on our schedule has the potential to beat us, except maybe Pine Bluff. Maybe. I think we got them left.
Yeah,
But
I think they
everybody
still are.
else, yeah, everybody else is, whew, it's a long walk in the dark. But like I said, it ain't over till it's over. We still got a chance, baby. Still got a chance.
Don't be that first that first victim in Mumford this year. don't let that happen.
Hey, well, Coles have been giving up streaks. Hopefully he can keep the streak against Southern alive by winning this game right here.
Man, to break our 5-game losing streak and our 5-game, I think it was 5 games against y'all, or 6. Is it 5?
Yeah, new
Whatever
coach,
it is.
rallying around the new coach and all that kind of stuff.
I don't know how many people. I don't know how many people gonna be there now. It probably not gonna be that great a crowd. So you ain't really got to worry about that.
But that's all right. Well, that's good for us.
That's what I'm saying. That could bode well for y'all too. So let's go ahead and talk about that game, man. We've been kind of hinting around it. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. At the beginning of the season, there's no way I didn't think this would be one of them week episodes of SWAC Smoke where we'll be going crazy with the trash talk. Because you just, when these two teams hook up, it's always gonna be there. So now, we kind of like fighting blind. But I honestly, I don't know. And this sound, I'm like, before the season, I was doing a lot of pole mouth, but this right now, I honestly don't know what this team gonna do. I don't know what this, I think there's guys with ability on this team, but they just haven't been able to put it together. And You have a guy like Trey Holiday that can run the ball. The other team know that too. So you gotta have something to offset when they stack the box. And that they just haven't shown that yet. And the passing game just hadn't really been there.
I'm hoping the run defense will show up a little bit, and I'm hoping we tackle a little bit better because what's his name? McCoy? Morgan?
McCoy.
McCoy. He can get out the box too and run on your butt. You know what I mean? If you're not disciplined on the backside when they running them that whatever that play, that RPO or whatever. But I'm just hoping we can contain the run like we did last week and hold down the turnovers, because I think y'all offense gonna need a little help to move the ball, and we can't give y'all short field by turning the ball over and stuff like that. And like my word for all season, gained a little bit more consistency and get a little more confidence. Hopefully, they scored 33 points last week, fam, I believe. RJ Johnson ran a touchdown in, so hopefully the confidence carry over for him. And they do a defense. I mean, the DBs are one of my worries on FAMU team, but I don't know if y'all quarterback can complete, consistently.
Yeah, and like I say, the thing about Southern this season is we have not been able to drive the football. Like, I've never really seen a team that is so boom or bust, and it's not even enough, but we one of them teams that we could hit the 70-yard touchdown, but then we can't get nothing else. And if we don't get that, then we're not even scoring because we can't put together drives. I think last week we had a 32-yard drive, a 20-something-yard drive, and a 60-something-yard drive. That's not gonna beat anybody. You got to be able to do that more often, And there's always one thing that kills Southern is penalties. Even more than the turnovers this season, it's been the penalties. You finally get a good play, it's called back. You're getting false starts, you're getting delay of games, you're getting penalties coming out of timeouts. I don't understand. I just don't understand that all these pre-snap penalties that's coming in situations that they should not be happening. The first play of the game against Bethune-Cookman, we false started. That makes no sense.
Yeah, that's hard to fix in 1 week.
So those are the kind of things that I just don't see. I just don't see being fixed.
I'm gonna go with FAMU in this one, but I think it's gonna be closer than people think because our offense still really hasn't been clicking. Even though it did look better, Cozy ran the ball outside a little bit this past game. So, but I don't know. Our defense still is pushing to me at sometimes because they let quarterbacks scramble that can run. We get them in the 3rd and 12, and they let them scramble for damn near 30. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff.
Well, in that case, we live in 3rd and 12, so we stay. I can't even tell you how many times we done had a 3rd and short. We live in 3rd and longs, so you might see a few of them.
Yeah, low scoring is probably right. I think the winner probably might have 30 points. The winner.
If that's the case, you can count us out. I say this jokingly, but I mean it. We have to keep the game below 24 points to win. We haven't scored, other than Valley, we have not scored more than 14 points all season. So we have to keep the score low because we can't move the ball. We can't score. But our defense doesn't get the stops that they normally get. We're giving up over 45% on 3rd down. So we just, we have to find a way to ugly this thing up. Like you say, turnovers, which we haven't been able to force, but we got to get something to make this game. We gotta muck it up. And hopefully, maybe if it's raining and it's ugly and both teams sloppy, we can find a way to get it. I just don't really see a lot from Southern, and at this point, I can't pick Southern to beat anybody until they beat somebody. So I like FAMU in this game. It's hard, it's hard to pick your rivals to beat your team, but you got to be realistic with things. So until Southern, show some energy, which they could this week, I don't know. But I like FAMU in this one. I'm with y'all. I think it's not gonna be a crazy high scoring game. Now, if it do turn out to be that, I'm happy. I'm happy. But I think I just
21-17.
Yeah, if we find it, I'm gonna put it this way. No matter what the score is, if we got more at the end of the game, I'm celebrating. So I don't care. I don't care, but it's gonna be. I don't think if you're looking for a pretty game of football, or if you're looking for a game that you want to show somebody that ain't seen SWAC football before, this is not that game. I wouldn't be like, hey, sit down. You want to see some good football, some good SWAC football? Sit down and watch this game. This is not the game.
Not as it looking going into it. Now it may turn out to be
it could turn out to be that. You never know. But
yeah,
this is not the game I would bring somebody that's never been to a game this season. This would not be my first game for nobody.
It ain't gonna be that bad. Crook talking about 3-0. Somebody.
I sure hope it
ain't gonna be that bad, bro. Both teams better than that.
That's the bad news bears, man. It's gonna be.
Let's go on talk about the big matchup. We got to talk about
let's go to Vegas.
Them Tigers squaring off against each other.
Let's go to Vegas, man. It's lost wages, like they say.
Yeah.
Tiger battle. Yeah. Grambling, Jackson State. Last year, Grambling forced a ton of turnovers and won. Jackson State playing well. Grambling,
up and down.
Up and down.
More down than up.
Like a lot of us. Grambling is they struggling, and with the health of their quarterback, this is not the game that you want to have your quarterback to not be as healthy as he can be. So I mean, again, Grambling, their defense can force turnover. Jackson State hadn't really turned the ball over that much this season. So that you can't go into the game expecting that in this game. But
that won't happen.
Jackson State can run they're gonna run the ball in this game. I mean, they ran against everybody. They averaged like 260 some yards a game on the ground. So they're gonna line it up and run it. If you can slow it down, you might got a chance, but then the passing game gonna hit. So I think Jackson State got too much, and I think they win it going away.
Yeah, JSU should win this one easily. I think they just gonna overwhelm Grambling, especially if T-Set is not 100%, because that's pretty much their offense right there. As he goes, that's how they gonna go. And last year they had 7 turnovers, 5 turnovers or something.
I think it was 5.
It was a crazy number.
And they scored 2 touchdowns directly. They had a pick 6 and a scuba score. So
that ain't gonna happen this game.
I don't see that happening. So they're gonna have to find a way to get offense in this game. And if they offense outside of Trey Bradford, if they offense look like they did last week, it's gonna be ugly. I just like I said, I just give them a little bit of a shot because of the fact that their defense is opportunistic. But you don't want to go into a game having to force turnovers to win. You want to go into a game with the opportunity to just play well and win. I don't really see that right now. So I like Jackson State this game. I think they win it going away. Like I said, I think they get it done.
I won't be shocked if Grambling score first, because they, I just wouldn't be shocked by that, especially with Jackson coming off the bye. It may take a minute for Jackson to hit their stride. So, but I think they should really get control of it and never look back.
Yeah, I can see this being the kind of game where Grambling get like a kickoff return for a touchdown or something like that, to kind of keep the game in the, not only in the balance, but to kind of keep the game, a little bit more interesting than what it is. But I just don't think they got the offense to go step for step with them. And you have to go step for step with Jackson State this year, because I don't really think you're gonna shut them down. And so I think Grambling have a rough day. So hopefully they enjoy Las Vegas. And just try to come out and play and make the best of it.
What was on the band ballot?
Oh, that game that ain't close either.
No, that ain't gonna be close either.
that ain't gonna be. That might be worse than the game.
Grambling ain't that bad, man. Give Grambling a little bit of credit.
Man, I am.
Jackson is that good. So, I mean, well, Grambling ain't PV. PV was sounding bad last week.
Man, I couldn't even tell you what was. I just didn't. I checked out after that one, but let's we got a few more minutes before we get up out of here. So let's talk coaches. Like well, we already know one coach is gone. Do you think somebody else gonna get fired this season?
I don't think nobody will get fired in the middle of the season. I think everybody else. It might happen at the end of the season though, but I think FAMU administration still ain't really all the way together. I don't think they're in no position to go through that with just adding more stuff on their plate with all the stuff that they have to go through. And the same situation with Alcorn. What good is it to run the man off in the middle of the season with, I don't know who all on their coaching staff that could take over. At least Southern has a head coach on the staff, and same situation with UAPB. Why would you run him off in the middle of the season? Shoot. And then FAMU still got a lot on the table in front of them. I mean, the season could still end up respectable, and Cozy could be back. So he said he's gonna get spied Saturday night. I think he'll survive Saturday night.
If y'all lose Saturday, he's not gonna get fired. But boy, you talking about some heated people, boy.
Well, they're gonna be mad, because next week is Jackson coming into town. So,
oh yeah,
we got to build some momentum up for that right there. Going on out there and enjoy yourself in Vegas and lose your money so y'all can't make that trip down to Talent next weekend. That's what you do. Just send the boom. I know y'all say the boom coming. Make sure they keep some money for them to make that trip down there.
They hit a couple of slot machines and they be good.
Yeah, that's what I worry about. I'm like, boy, all them Jackson fans go down there and all of them get hot. They'll be done doubled up. They be pockets be fat. You're ready to make that trip. You never know, man. They season could be rolling like that. You never know.
Yeah, you just never know. But let me ask you this. We're gonna close it on this. They had this whole we talked about this on the last show, the whole hoopla about the band of the year thing.
Yeah.
I did see they had the rankings come out and Jackson still had Jackson Bethune still listed. What do you I think that's crazy. Like, you playing in people's faces, man. I think that
I don't know why they put them on there. I really don't. Especially if they're not gonna be able to compete. They say they don't want to compete. I wouldn't put them on there. I would leave them out of it and let somebody give some other bands some shine. That's whoever the 11 and 12 band or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I don't understand why you
publicity. Get them a little bit of publicity.
Yeah, I just think that's one of them you can't tell us what to do type of things. You know what I'm saying? So if they don't want to be in it, so what you gonna?
It's raining, Israel. It's gonna be raining, man. We ain't coming out there to sit in the rain, get our uniforms dirty and all of that, get all cold, drive all out there, get our woodwind instruments all wet all up. Nah, we ain't coming out there for that.
Had to sit in that one section. Yeah, y'all don't need to.
Way up at the top, we gonna be getting wet first. Nah. Plus, we ain't got no money for that. Shoot, we ain't got no money to be wasting on that. I'll be out there though. I'll be out there. I'll be singing.
When you leaving, Jerome?
I'm leaving. We leaving by 12:30, 1 o'clock tonight. We supposed to be leaving Tallahassee at 6 in the morning. So I got to leave here in a little while. I'm gonna go in there and get me a nap whenever I wake up. Then my partner James, he just got in town from Palm Beach, and we're gonna ride. We're gonna hook up with the other guys from Jacksonville and Tallahassee, and then my one partner in Tallahassee, and then we're gonna drive from there.
Where y'all sitting there?
Shit, nah, I don't know about that. I don't know. I wasn't in charge of the tickets. I wasn't in charge of nothing, bro. I'm just, yeah, I'm just riding. I got two of the dudes is retired police officers. So me and my partner Todd say we got police escorts. We gonna sit in the back, sit in the back of the van and just relax.
Sometimes they're the best kind of trips, man. You ain't got no responsibility for nothing. You just go.
Nah, we gonna stop. They supposed to be stopping by some Harley Davidson dealerships because my one friend got a Harley Davidson and he liked it. He collect the little pins or whatever they have it up at the different stores. So we'll probably stop by there somewhere.
They got a couple along the way, so
yeah. So that's gonna make our trip a little longer and stuff. But we'll probably spend the day in New Orleans and drive. Once we go to Baton Rouge, probably won't go back to New Orleans till Sunday. And I think the Bucks playing there, Sunday Bucks.
Yeah, they playing the Saints on Sunday. So
yeah, man. I got to get in here. And I got my stuff pretty much together, I guess. Well, I ain't gonna be there that long. You know, it's just an in and out trip.
Yeah, business trip.
Yeah. Hope so. Crook, I'm gonna be looking for you. I'm looking for you, Crook. Tell me where you gonna be at. I'm gonna take a picture with you.
Man, I hate I ain't gonna be there, man. Well, I don't even know now because the way the season going, I mean, I'd have been there, but Lord have mercy. I'm kind of glad I ain't there because I hate these kind of seasons, man. But you know,
I'm gonna try and catch up with your dad too.
I'm gonna call him and I'm gonna tell him, and I'm gonna probably give my mama your number because she more adept to that kind of stuff. So I had him get in touch with you because they be there early, so you won't miss them. So just let me know where y'all at or whatever, and I'll pass the word.
Okay. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the trip. So my wife going to Bethune. She excited. She and my mother-in-law, they're excited about that this weekend. So
she should have a good time out there. Wildcat should be able to take care of business.
Yeah, they should. And then Israel, it's on, baby. It's on.
I don't care what the records is next week. We setting it out.
And we're gonna beat the stripes off them cats.
On that note, we gonna get on up out of here.
We gotta beat the spots over these cats first, and then we're gonna go get some stripes. So
man, we want to right now. We want them old mangy cats that you be seeing outside.
We gotta get the spots, and then we're gonna get the stripes. So we'll see.
We barely got spots on us right now, man. We like I said, we want them old mangy cats that you see walking down the street at night. Just you don't know how he's still walking. we still walking around.
Kitty. That's what we doing.
I hope we can put up a little bit of resistance. So with that being said, man, we will be back next week, man. Another episode of SWAC Smoke. I thank y'all, man, for tuning in. It feels good to finally have my desk set up. Got my internet and stuff, so my office is still a work in progress, but I at least got somewhere to sit down at. Man, my ticket's spoken for. My folks got them, but
that cat say they should be penalized for not traveling to multiple SWAC games. Cap though. Well, you know they hard on us, boy.
Hey, that's what happens when you come in and y'all brag different. You got you gotta accept all the stuff that come with it.
Yeah, we still in the pledge stage.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't understand.
y'all still
Yeah,
in y'all probation period, man. Y'all ain't got out of it yet.
I don't get it. We just got a SWAC championship, just showed y'all how to win that. But
Hey, and then you got
it's all
Bethune on the
good.
other hand. Then you got Bethune on the other hand that just skated on in. Don't nobody say nothing
Yeah,
to them.
y'all, everybody focusing on us, and they letting them slip right on in the damn back door. You know what I mean? Looking at us, and Bethune just coming right on up, creeping right on up.
They let us sneak in and win a baseball championship and put together a good basketball team,
Yeah,
football
yeah.
team, and started winning again.
Softball good.
Yeah, ain't nobody said a word.
No, they just let them do it, but they keep their eyes on us.
They too far away. They too far away. Can't nobody see all the way in Daytona, so they can
I
move.
don't know. Better focus on them. Shoot.
Oh yeah, now people better pay attention because them Wildcats about to make it happen. But
Yeah.
man, like I said, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing on up, man. We enjoyed the show today, man. We thank y'all for tuning in, and I'll be back Sunday with my recap of the action. And that's that, man. So with that being said, we up out. Y'all have a good weekend and be safe out there.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Peace.